Welcome back, Marianne Iverson, to part two of our conversation on Unabashed You. Part one was pretty remarkable, I'd have to say.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Okay, so let's get to know you a little bit more here, Marianne. What's your favorite word?
I would say possibility.
Oh, that is a good word.
Um,
Okay.
the I, the reason being is sometimes our brains are just um, stuck on what's in front of you, what has to be done, all the day-to-day things, and to open up to the possibility of what could be next, of what you could create, of what's
Right.
possible is just such an open mind of what of creating your what you want in your life.
Yes. Yeah. Possibility. It really lets you dream big. And like you were telling us in part one, big magic. To create anything, you have to kind of see it, not in its completion, not in its detail, but at least in its idea form.
Yeah. And that is a big part of that, I think, because sometimes you think, I don't even know where to start. And all you do is start with the first step
Yes.
and
Yes.
take messy action.
Messy action. I like that. That's a good one. All right. Your least favorite word.
I would say someday,
Oh,
because
and
I
tell me
feel like so
why.
many of us just think someday I'll do that, someday I'll do that, someday I'll do that, and someday just collects dust.
Oh, love that. Someday collects dust. I think I see that on yeah, I don't know, a slogan, a t-shirt, a bumper sticker. Yes, that is very good. All right. Someday, yeah. And your favorite sound?
I would say it's when my kids call and say, "Hey, mom, I just wanted to chat."
Oh, that's great. And your least favorite sound?
Um, Probably screaming, just lots of screaming, screaming at each other. Like just when there's lots of screaming going on, it just kind of gets my nerves going.
Yes. Well, yes, it's not a great sound, is it?
Yeah.
Have you ever been told you look like someone famous?
Yeah. So when I was a teenager, the people would tell me I looked like Daryl Hannah on Splash.
Oh,
And
wow.
I even went to this youth conference called EFY, and they had like a lookalike contest, and you go up
My
on the
gosh.
stage anyways, I won this little contest for who I looked like the most. Back then I had
Wow.
long blonde hair and
How fun. Oh my gosh. And you even won a contest on that. What a clever thing for them to come up with. Because I think this is a youth thing, I'm assuming. And I think kids, oh, actually, being playful and games and all that is a good part of life. All right.
Yeah.
Something that's moving you right now, a book, a movie, other.
Yeah, and I did kind of mention this in part one, but the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And I just like I talked about, it's just like that everyone has these natural gifts, these natural talents, this natural creation that needs to come out. And it's already within you, and it's waiting to be expressed. And so to help women to find that gift, first of all, what's inside of them, what's their desires, and then to
Right.
actually express it.
Right.
I find some women, it's even just hard to name what they desire, what they even want. And I have to really pull it out of them at times.
Yes, yes. I understand that too. I see that in other people, and I'm sure I've seen it myself at different times. And being able to identify it and say it, it's okay to say it. It's okay. Um, if you could donate $1 million to any charity, what cause would you choose?
I would choose the Perpetual Education Fund.
What's it called?
The Perpetual Education Fund.
Okay, tell us about that.
It's a fund that helps people to get education.
Okay.
And so a lot of people like, in Africa or second world countries, third world countries, they they just are trying to just get water and food and
Oh,
whatever. But if they can get a little bit of education, sometimes it's college education, but sometimes it's just education, it will just improve their life so much.
That's yes. Oh, that's beautiful. I hadn't heard of that. So thank you for sharing that. And that's one of the reasons I like this question because it does it helps bring awareness to some of the great things that are going on out there. Well, thank you for that. And now we've got our deep dive. As you know, we're in the series Permission to Want More, What's Next, and What's Left, which just dovetails so nicely with what you're doing, Marianne. So let's find out a little more about your thoughts. How do you discern between your desires and what you feel called to do?
For me, they've kind of become the same thing, but that's been over
Oh,
time. And I used to think that my desires were separate from what God wanted me to do.
ah,
Like almost wanting something for myself, I mentioned this was like selfish, right?
right.
But I come to believe that things that I felt real, I mentioned this in the last one, it's kind of like that child. It's like pulling at your sleeve for over and over and over, and you're
Right.
finally paying attention to it. And there's a reason why you keep going back to those things. I kept going back to coaching, going back to coaching, going back to coaching. And I actually talk about this in my program. I talk about the 5 clues to talent. And I ask these women these questions that help them to kind of decide to figure out like what do they desire? What are they good at? What are they naturally good at? What did they like as a child? Things like that that help you kind of name that.
Right. What were they called? That went a little too fast. What were they called? The five what?
Oh, 5 clues to talent.
Oh, clues. Five
Uh-huh.
clues to talent.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a
And
fun.
that's not, like I said, that's part of my program. And it really, like, one of the another question that I really like is like, what could you get lost in for hours?
Ah. Ooh, that's a good one.
And then like, what do you enjoy doing that the other people really don't like? And sometimes you don't even realize that other people don't like it until. And so it just helps you to kind of verbalize and really put on paper what it is that you're these natural talents that we all have.
Right. And taking the time to ask yourself these kinds of questions and to look for the answers. You have to put yourself first in the sense of learning some of this about you so that you can go out and share the thing that really only you can do. And it likely is for other people, but it may not necessarily be for other people. It could be, just for you to enjoy or whatever. But gosh, you just don't want to have regrets.
Right, right. And also learning like how you want to show up. Like you're saying, it could just be for yourself, but it could also help you how you want to show up in your life, the kind of relationships you want to build, the kind
Yes,
of all those things are part of that. It's not just create like writing a book or something like that.
right.
It's creating those things, those environments, the relationships, all those things as well.
Right. And I think there are so many, I don't know if they're direct messages or indirect messages, but like I was giving a presentation several months ago, and we were just doing, it wasn't even art for art's sake, it was simply demonstrating, a particular thing. And a woman said, I'm not creative. And I was flabbergasted that she said it and that she thought it. I mean, she thought it and she said it. It's like, I mean, I wanted to say, no, 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 we're all creative. You just haven't found that thing that lights you up.
Right. Another thing that we do in our my program that I actually learned in the next chapter of leadership series is dream mapping. So they just give you this blank piece of paper and you just dream and you can draw or you can write words and a lot of people are like you're saying I'm not creative or I can't draw, I can't do it. But as you start going, it was just so fun to imagine that and to draw. And I was drawing like helping women to create their best life, and it was just like forward up, like motion and all those things. But when you just start like using different things, and you actually can be creative, and you actually can dream about what that is that you want, and that I love that dream mapping idea
Oh,
of
that's
realizing that.
great.
And
Oh,
my things are like little stick figures. I wouldn't say I'm an artist, but it showed and I still think of that image is in my brain of what I'm doing, what's my dream.
Right, exactly. And it's not about what a great artist you are. It's about, like you said, express. It's having this thing and then expressing it, putting it out on paper or out into spoken word, because then it becomes, I think it becomes more powerful when it's kind of, you're claiming it, you're naming it and claiming it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
When do you feel most aligned with your purpose?
Um, so I actually was coaching a woman today, and she said, and I just love this so much. She said, I just feel like this weight that's been on me of like who I should be, what I'm supposed to do. And I feel like, and she really wants to be like more playful and laughing and fun how she used to be. And as we know, like sometimes like the role of a mom and all the things we have to do, it just kind of feels like weighted, right? And she
Hmm.
said, I feel like you've given me permission to take off that weight and dream and desire again. And even
Oh,
right now, you're just giving me like when I'm speaking about it, it's just giving me chills
oh
because
my
I
gosh.
just I when she said that today, and I've had other women say different things. I just know that that is my work to help women to take off that weight and to be able to dream that. And she said the permission
Oh,
to dream and desire
yes.
again, and I just love
Yes.
that.
Yes, I love it too. Absolutely. Permission. What role, and you've talked about this a little bit, but maybe you have additional thoughts. What role has faith played in giving yourself permission?
Well, faith and trust kind of go together, and trust has been a big part of my process, learning to trust myself, because when you start something new or you want to create something new or you want to do your own thing, sometimes I know I felt like I don't know anything about this. And like when we went to that 12 and 12 together, I
Right.
was just like, I am learning. My head was just exploding with what we were learning and all those things. And I felt like everyone else, and especially like the leader, our leaders, our coaches that were coaching us, like knew the way to do it, right? And it was so interesting because I actually went to dinner with every like three coaches besides Jody that night. And each one of them told me that they do it a different way. And they were
Mm.
talking about just, it was just so crazy to think about that. I realized there's not one right way, and I have to trust myself. And so
Yes.
my affirmation, I have my clients write an affirmation for themselves. They say every single day to themselves. And mine for this year is I am becoming the merriest Marianne,
Oh, that's
because
so
I'm
good.
trying to learn to trust myself and realize that I at me with God will create and trust that I know what I need to do and what I need to create and what what my clients need. And so I feel like with that, that's just what I've been working on is trusting myself and taking the faith to just take the next step, because I still am learning every single day, which is great. That's what my brain is working on, right?
Right, exactly. We are learning every day. And the fact that you're open to that says a lot. And I really liked you saying there's not one right way, because I feel like that is really important for us to recognize the truth in that, because I think we have fear of making a mistake or fear of doing it wrong when there's a lot of ways to get there. And so if you start and you need to shift, then you shift and you keep going, then you shift again, then you keep going. There's all these different ways to get there, and giving yourself again back to the permission that there is not one way. There's all kinds of different ways, and you get to express yourself.
Yeah, and lots of times if you do it one way, you realize, well, that's information that it's not that right way, right? I
Yes.
remember this story of this man and his son were on the Grand Canyon, and they were hiking, and they went one way. They kind of went to the place, and there was like two different ways to go, right? And they're like, which way should we go? And they really both felt like they should go to the right. So they went to the right a ways, and then it just dead ended. And then they came back, and then they went back to that fork in the road, and they knew with absolute certainty that the other way was the correct way because they had gone the wrong way, right? And so
Yeah.
that is information as well. So that's part of the process as well.
Yeah, that is really good. Did we hear that story at 12 and 12? Because I feel like I've heard that story and it's so good.
Yeah, I think it's a great metaphor for a lot of things in life.
Yes, because we have that pressure of, uh-oh, what if it's not the right, bless you, what if it's not the right choice?
Yeah.
Then you'll pivot. Then you'll take that information and you'll head in a new direction. It's all good.
Yeah. But just knowing for me, like just to hear those three women say, I do it this way, I do it this way, I do it this way. I was like, what? There's more than one right way. It was just such an epiphany for me.
Yes, I love that. And it makes sense. I mean, there's all kinds of people and we're all kinds of different ways. Why would there be one right way? I mean,
Yeah.
the multiple creative, wondrous ways to do it. What do you believe is still unfolding for you?
Honestly, I'm just getting started. And so I just want to be able to reach more women and help more women and sit across from women that, tell me that I'm opening up the possibility, the permission, to help them to create, desire and excitement for their next chapter. So, intentionally creating that, going from who am I now, which like I was feeling like at the, that soccer game to like being excited about intentionally create your next chapter. So I'm just getting started and I'm learning so much. And I just am so jazzed by, helping women.
And I like that word jazz for it because there is something very exciting about learning because I think the more you learn, the more it cracks open the possibilities. Getting back to what you were saying before about possibilities, it just keeps opening up just different things. So
Right.
good for you that this season is going to be one of learning, of growing, of helping women, of helping them find the thing that lights them up the way you have found the thing that lights you up. That is so
Yeah.
cool. Is there anything in conclusion that you feel like you didn't get to say in this part too?
Just start, don't stop, take messy action. Just know that you have us women have the benefit of years of wisdom, and like we raised humans, right? And we figured out. I mean, each uncertain different thing with the kids and the situations and what happened, and we figured it all out. And so we can use that
Yes.
wisdom to move forward and figure out what we want next and create this next chapter in our lives of with the creator. We were made by a creator to create, like I talked about.
Right, right,
And it's we'll be able to figure that out as well.
right. It is, and I have said it, and I know you're discovering what a sweet season it is because of all the possibilities, all the possibilities. And I think this season of having raised your kids and them, when they become adults, that is a very sweet relationship. Don't,
Yeah.
don't you find it's just it's just so different than it was when you were raising them. It's just I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I remember one of my clients talking about how it goes from like, like your hands-on motherhood and telling them what to do all the time to kind of like a confidant that they can come to you and a friend, and it's so sweet to be able to have that new role of in that situation. So,
Agreed. I couldn't agree more. All right, where can people find you, Marianne?
well, you can go to marianneiverson.com, and that's Marianne with an I and an E on the end, Iverson.com. And front/quiz, I have a quiz that just, like I said, it helps people get started on from whom am I now to possibilities and of those desires and those dreams to give you the permission to want more.
Gosh, I love that. I love that. And that just is so spot on with what we're talking about. And we're doing very similar things in wanting women to recognize that they do have permission to be more, to co-create as a gift from the creator. It's a very wondrous thing. And yeah, we say go for it. All right, Marian, this has been just a fantastic conversation. I love the work you're doing. I love that you're speaking to women. Thank you so much for all of it.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. It's been
My,
wonderful to be with you.
oh, my pleasure.